What is digital agriculture and does it deliver a value? I was challenged with this question more than 12 years ago by the Swiss government. So we set up a team of experts with food expert from Nestlé, input expert from Syngenta, technology expert, I was leading that, and then from the Research Institute of Switzerland. It took us 3 years, and they wanted to have tangible result, not only a report. We achieved that. So we brought the production of cocoa in Brazil up to 600% using 50% less water. So bottom line, this is digital agriculture. It's achieving more with less. Is it that only for cocoa? That was the question we were challenged. It was more than 10 years ago. No. It is actually crop agnostic. It works on any crop. So we've been doing that for many fruits, including grapes. One of the experience I had with grapes is fighting with flavescentia dorata, which is one of the many diseases, but we have done many other things. Taking this example and helping you to go through the process, it's pretty simple. Basically, you have sensors. The sensors are in the field, and you can think to sensors as a thermometer under your arm. But as the field is much bigger, it's not convenient to go there and put the temperature every hour and check it out. So you want to leverage technology and having automatic sensors that are there day and night in many different spots, and then these are automatically sending information through the internet. These information are processed by computers, and then yourself or your agronomist will see a chart. In the chart, you're going to have either raw data, those should be interpreted by the agronomist, or you can have a simple information. This is the right time to give a product, and we'll tell also what type of product. Why are we going to do that? Well, why are you going to take antibiotic under a doctor prescription? So the principle is you want to use as little pesticide as possible, you want to work as little as possible, and you don't want to lose your harvest. So I totally resonate with everything that Robert said before my presentation. Digital agriculture is here to stay. It's not like a trend. So 100 years ago, there were skeptical people about the tractors. They were saying, what is this stuff? It's noisy. Why don't we stick to our animals? They are so good. We like them. Do you still see animals plowing the plots? I don't. So the same is applying for these digital tools. They're just tools. We may like it, we may not like it, but they are here to stay. And by the way, they are just tools, nothing more, nothing less. Let me give you a different perspective. So often people get a little confused by these new technologies. There are many, many names. There are many, many solutions. So what are these? So this is nothing new. In the past, in the present, and in the future, we always have to do the same thing. It's 3 simple steps. We need to sense, so with our eyes, touch, with our ears, and the sensors are just an extension of our senses. So electronic sensors, satellites, drones, they fall into this category. They are an extension of our senses. Then we need to think, while we have, let's say, understood, we have new information, what do we do with this new information? So we use our brain and we think about it. And so artificial intelligence, advanced analytics are falling into this category. Nothing more, nothing less. Finally, we may decide to take action, to do something. So it maybe give a pest, pest we don't want, a pesticide. We can decide to give more water, less water, to prune, and any other action, including in the cellar. And we can have support there as well. So we can have mechanization, we can have chemistry, and then we have very nice robots or automatic tractor, more and more. So hopefully this will help you to at least have 3 categories, but we'll do better than that. We create a menu, not to get confused. Just imagine yourself, you're hungry, you are in China, you end up in a restaurant, and the menu is in Chinese. You may order something you don't want, you may order something you don't need, you may even order something that is bad for your health. Why? Because you don't understand what's there. That's often the problem of digital agriculture right now. So let's make a step ahead in dividing this huge number of solutions into categories. So you have the appetizer, your main course, so on and so forth. What is happening here? Why is doing that? All right. Sometimes it doesn't work. This is why we're here. So, okay. So the first one is the farm management system. Farm management system sounds strange, but is nothing more than think about your Google Calendar, your to-do list. Think about that being shared with your team and tracking all your farm activities. Think about even connecting that with your equipment. Wouldn't that be great? You would avoid repeating the same action twice. I've seen that in several countries happening. You save time, you are more organized, and you have additional benefits, such as starting to tracking information for traceability and certification process. That comes for free. So these solutions are already there. They can be so inexpensive as free. They can be very expensive. It depends on your need. Then we have agronomic recommendation system. We have been discussing about that through the example I made before with Flavescenza dorata. This is a combination of sensor that can be sensor in the field, in the satellite, and then you think, process, and take action. Then automatic irrigation system. Water is so important and is so scarce and is becoming scarcer and scarcer. We want to optimize. Often we give too much water, and that's very bad. Sometimes too little. How do we do that? How do we do that in an efficient way? Of course, there is drip irrigation, but there is also automatic valve. And if you want to have something super cool, you want to connect everything to sensors that will tell you what is happening right now by row, and then only deliver water and how much water that is needed. Totally automatic. Then about robots, I'm not going to tell any more, as Robert was very generous in that domain. The only thing I'm adding is just repeating what has been said, is that even though we don't see many robots there yet, we will be seeing a lot of them in the future. There is no doubt about that. And the future is 5, 10 years. I believe we are getting there. So you can also use this solution into your cellar. I believe this is about the cellar. Yeah. In your cellar, it's the same thing. Basically, you have a lot of sensor in the cellar. You want to know what is happening by barrique, for instance. You want to know what is the cellar situation in terms of temperature and humidity. You can even have more advanced sensors, and you may be willing to track everything. You may even be willing to have automatic action taken. In the future, we may probably see totally automatic seller. That may be driven by artificial intelligence. Who knows? We have also digital agriculture supporting us on the entire value chain. So we need to improve logistics. We need to provide transparency to our customers. So for instance, often in several other products, but including wine, the customer wants to see what really happened in the field. Which product did you give? Is this poisonous or not? It has too many molecules. Are these molecules, chemical molecules, accepted, active principle accepted or not? So if you have been following the process that I've been describing so far, that comes almost for free because everything has been tracked. But then there are specific solutions such as blockchain and other solutions that can really facilitate this process to happen. An example of this, let's talk about something practical. So this is an average solution in terms of price. It's actually quite affordable. This is an example of an agronomic recommendation system. And so this gives you an idea of the prices. This is for equipment. So these are small meter stations. This will be the price for hectare and the price per year per hectare. What do you expect from that? What I described. So being informed from potential disease and how to treat. Another notable, interesting example is automatic irrigation system. So here you also have an idea. If you have equipped your fields with drip irrigation, well, you invested much more than that, right? So now it's time to make a better use of it. It means you can have automatic valves and you can have sensors that will trigger these automatic valves. And this is pretty inexpensive, actually. This is an example. There are other more expensive, less expensive, I haven't found yet. Finally, so let's talk about adoption. Let's go back to our Chinese restaurant. And not only it's a problem of understanding what is on the menu, but why do people go from doctor to define a diet? They invest money and time. Because if you pick up the right thing for you at the right time, you are healthier, you feel better, right? So the adoption process of digital agriculture is equivalent. You may be willing to define a strategy and to decide what has to be installed when, what is good for you, what kind of tool is more urgent for you. So this kind of strategy is extremely relevant, especially now, where you risk to be lost in a bubble of many solutions, some of them totally inappropriate for you, so you may feel cool because you have a drone, but maybe you don't need it. So why did you invest this money for? Everything has to follow, like in a diet for a doctor. You're driven by your happiness and health. Here, you are driven by your return on investment. You want to increase your results, and you want to see, I buy this toy, this is cool, but what is going to give me, and when, in how much time? That is all. So have a great day.